leads me nicely on to what is the recovery for a tummy tuck and an arm reduction. How much downtime is needed? Broadly speaking, let's not be too sort of saying things across the board. What's that word? But there's probably a word for it. But let's not be too saying it's across the board. Let's just use that statement rather than using a word for it, because I think you know what I'm talking about. Maybe you don't, but definitely a word for that. Let's not be too generalistic. Generalistic? No. Anyway, but broadly speaking, when you had one of those operations I just said, a tummy tuck and a breast lift or breast reduction or breast implants, or a tummy tuck and a thigh lift, or a tummy tuck and an arm lift, the tummy tuck, I would say most of the time, the tummy tuck is the overriding thing in terms of the downtime. So usually what happens is your tummy generic, let's not be too generic. Would that fit? Probably better than generalistic or whatever word I used. Thank you, Tommy. Stand by, because I'll probably need you later for more thesaurus work. So let's not be too generic, but usually the tummy is the overriding thing. So the time for recovery for a tummy tuck with an arm lift, or a tummy tuck with a breast lift, or a tummy tuck with a thigh lift is the same as a time for recovery with a tummy tuck, because usually the other thing is sort of healing in the background. Obviously, you might have a problem with your arm lift or your breast lift or your thigh lift, and that might become an overriding problem for your tummy, overriding your tummy. I had a patient who had a tummy tuck and a bit of fat removed from the back of her knees. And the overriding problem was the little bit of fat that I removed from the back of the knees. That was a massive problem. Loads of issues, seromas, infection, loads and loads of problems. And the tummy tuck was like, it's almost like it hadn't happened. But that's rare. Usually the normal recovery period is for the tummy tuck. So that's, a week or 2 weeks probably bent over, I would say, average, sometimes longer, sometimes shorter. So you're not really wanting to do much in terms of work the first 2 weeks. Driving, what have you, I normally say 3 weeks. Everyone's different. So these are just sort of ballpark figures. So say driving for no driving for 3 weeks, and then often you can go back to work if you're driving and stuff, but nothing heavy in terms of lifting and things like that for 6 weeks. So and then just starting, it does knock you back a tummy tuck. So then you're just starting at about 6 weeks, and then you sort of build up. And I normally say things sort of start at around 3 months in terms of settling, in terms of the swelling and the scars and the goodness knows what. So so three weeks for driving, 6 weeks for lifting, 3 months for settling in terms of shape and scars and what have you, and the shape and the scars and the sensation of the numb bits and stuff like that. So that can take 6, 12, maybe 18 months, take a long time for that to settle. So it's quite a long haul, really. Tummy tuck. So and as I say, the arm reduction would be healing in the background while that was going on.